kopi 一杯。
Singaporeans love coffee a lot. From kopi O's to iced oat lattes, an average Singaporean drank 123 litres of coffee in 2022, ranking us among the top coffee drinking countries in the world. And it's still full steam ahead, with coffee sales set to increase by 3.2% annually till 2027.
But the price of a cup of coffee has been increasing. So it has now become the norm to pay, $7 or $8 for a cup of coffee at Starbucks. At the same time, the prices at local chains like Toastbox and Ya Kun Kaya Toast have also been on the uptrend.
Enter Generation Coffee, a name you'll only find in a select few hawker centres. On their menu, a cup of kopi O starts from $1.70, and a cup of flat white goes for $3.80.
I think our unique selling point is that we serve traditional and specialty coffee in the hawker setting.
In the past 4 years, they've grown established in the districts they've set up stalls in, with queues often forming in the early mornings and during lunch. The question is, how do they keep their prices low while still offering quality coffee? This is the business behind Generation Coffee.
Hi, I'm Xander. So I'm the co-founder of Generation Coffee Roaster. I started this company back in December 2020 together with my partner Kenneth. We are currently running 4 outlets in the hawker center. And just beginning of this year, we started a roastery. We're trying to make quality coffee affordable and accessible to people from all walks of life. For our most popular store, we are currently serving 400 to 500 cups a day. For the revenue-wise, monthly is slightly over $30,000 for one store. I mean, that's a pretty good figure that can cover most of our overhead. At the same time, we still generate enough profit for us to expand to other segments in the business.
Typically, hawker centres, coffee stalls, they serve just Nanyang coffee itself. This is a special kind of local coffee that's actually roasted with margarine and caramelized sugar, very iconic. And specialty coffee is usually something that's reserved to cafes or found in shopping mall spaces. The fact that Generation Coffee is combining traditional coffee and also specialty coffees, I think their decision is quite a unique and unorthodox one.
A new generation of coffee businesses have chosen to set up shop in hawker centres. Stalls like Mad Roaster and Daylight Coffee serve specialty coffee to office workers at more affordable prices. But on top of that, Generation Coffee offers espresso, machine-brewed traditional coffee as well.
Traditional coffee itself has its own charm. And why we formulate this coffee blend for our use is also because that we want to use the machine to brew, to have this consistency. Then secondly, also because being in the hawker center itself, there will be a lot of older folks. And generally speaking, older folks prefer traditional coffee. And we hope that by doing so, we can bring generation of people together.
I guess I like to try new stuff, especially new generation stuff, right? Usually it's all those auntie with the long socks pulling thing. Having them around a hawker center instead of conventional malls or MRT area. It's very convenient because when you eat lunch, you also want a nice cup of coffee. It's cheaper than Starbucks or Luckin Coffee. People will definitely be attracted to them, especially when there are queues and especially when it's new, right? Sure, I think they will have a high prospect here.
In recent years, Singaporeans are paying a substantial price for the love of coffee. In 2019, a tall cup of cafe latte at Starbucks cost $6. 5 years on, it has gone up to $6.80, a 13% increase. Why are prices rising at such a fast rate?
So there are a few factors behind this. I mean, definitely inflation plays a part, supply chain issues also play a part. But I think one of the biggest factors is really the price of coffee beans. So the Straits Times recently reported, that for like a 60 kg bag of Robusta coffee beans, last year it would cost about $240. But this year the price has actually soared all the way to $400. And a lot of coffee businesses are definitely feeling the pinch, and as a result, your cup of coffee gets more expensive.
So how does Generation Coffee manage to keep their prices low relative to other coffee businesses?
First of all, I think it's an economy of scale. Roasting yourself actually brings down a lot of the price. That's one, the cost price. And we generally have the margin of about 75 to 80%. That's, of course, not inclusive of the rental and whatnot. For the first store to start up, we spend about 25 to 30,000 for all the equipment, some minor renovation. To open a cafe, you definitely need to make it like aesthetically nice. So the renovation cost will be much higher. Probably you want to cater about $100,000 to $150,000. Then when it comes to rental for a hawker center, it should range about $2,000 to $3,000. For the staff, with 2 staff, it's about $7,000. We operate 7 days a week. We need to cater in part-timer as well. And one thing is also because we have a high footfall, so we go for volume. With that amount of volume, we can actually also bring down the price a little bit more.
Well, Generation Coffee has a positive outlook. There are also definitely some potential choke points for growth. Being located in a hawker centre, while it could play to Generation Coffee's advantage, there are also certain limitations that they face in terms of the number of customers they can reach, how quickly they can grow.
There are 120 hawker centres in Singapore, but there's a quota for how many drink stalls can operate in each one. Additionally, hawkers can only hire Singaporeans or permanent residents as stall assistants.
We do have like manpower issues because given the very limited talent pool in the F&B industry, we only can hire actually Singaporean or PR. Then of course there's stigma of like young people coming into the hawker as well. Our environment, I cannot say it's conducive, right? It's hot, it's humid. Another thing is that our pace is very fast. We also have part-timer come in 2 hours. 2 hours is in, this is not for me. Too much multitasking involved.
In a bid to diversify their revenue streams, Generation Coffee has started a wholesale B2B operation, supplying to 4 cafes and 2 offices, and are on the lookout for more partners. They are also keen on moving into retail spaces in malls and may explore mobile coffee carts at events.
So it appears that they are simultaneously going for different growth drivers. They are also hoping to leverage pop-up events, which I think could be a really great way to reach out to younger consumers, to build up the brand recognition. They also do have ambitions to open up in malls. Given the competitive landscape, I think that might be a bit challenging because when you open up in a mall, you're going up against your Starbucks, against your Luckin Coffee that are already quite entrenched, in our retail landscape. Another challenge for Generation Coffee may be the risk of other players coming in and emulating their model and possibly even pricing their coffee more aggressively. So with F&B, the novelty factor sometimes can wear off quite quickly.
You can say it's really quite a lot of coffee houses, a lot of people venturing into this space. So the competition is strong. When we talk to some industry partner in the hawker as well, right? They mentioned to me that the business is affected because of that.
The broader coffee industry in Singapore has definitely been very exciting for the past few years. Many of these chains, they are fueled by venture capital, and the VCs, they see this as a really sticky and lucrative business opportunity. At the same time, there have also been some high-profile exits from the market. One notable example was Flash Coffee last year, which sort of abruptly shuttered its outlets in Singapore. And I think that's an interesting case study because some observers think that perhaps expanding too quickly was an issue for them. Some people have also criticized the taste of the coffee itself. So in this business, it really does boil down to fundamentals like that. And I think that serves as a cautionary tale of sorts about how to navigate this industry.
Kenneth and I, we set out to do this not exactly like we want to make a lot of money. If I really want to, perhaps we can go to another industry. So yeah, we come in here just really with a very simple mission, just to want to serve good, affordable coffee to people. Yeah, we are still staying true to that. Yeah, we are very grounded to our roots as young hawkers. Yeah.